Hi, welcome to episode 173 of your favorite daily podcast, A Couple of Things, a podcast about things. Today, I'm going to be talking about lifestyle inflation. So before we go into the episode, this is the necessary disclaimer that this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just talking about my thoughts and my opinions and the things that I think and do. Please and thank you very much. Okay, let's go into the episode. So, if you've been around anyone in personal finance circles or people who are into like investing and money and fire and all of those things, you've probably heard lifestyle creep, lifestyle inflation, etc. etc. And lifestyle inflation is basically the idea that your spending increases as your income increases. So the things you spend money on more things basically than you used to, because now you have more money, and it's always painted as this terrible thing that you should never do, or you will never be financially free or whatever, or you'll be like having problems and living paycheck to paycheck, blah blah blah. And as you can tell by the title of this episode and by the tone with which I'm speaking, I think that is rubbish. I think that is not always true. And I think that lifestyle creep is an inevitable part of increasing your income, especially when it is a significant increase in your income. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Hi, it's me, reminding you to subscribe and also to send questions so that I have more things to talk about. The link to submit questions is in the show notes. Okay, let's get back into the episode. And when we say income, or when, at least how I think about it, when I say income increases, it doesn't necessarily mean that your salary has increased. It could be that, so maybe you're paying off a loan that was taking off a large chunk of your money, and then you've paid it off, so you now have that money back. It's now part of your spendable or disposable income. Or maybe you suddenly start sharing an apartment, and so your rent has reduced by half. Things like that. If you live in a country where you pay rent annually, like in Nigeria, maybe that doesn't really apply. But let's say you're living somewhere in the world where rent is paid monthly, you're living in a 2-bedroom flat by yourself. Maybe you had a roommate before and then they left or whatever, and you're paying your whole rent by yourself, and then now you have someone who is splitting rent with you, or you are single and then now you're married, you have double income household, or you're living with your partner or whatever. You shall have extra disposable income that you did not have before. You have more money than you had before. However, you have the more money, doesn't matter. Well, don't do crime. That one matters. But anyway, the point is you have more money. Why am I going off tangents? The point is you have more money than you had before. And the thinking goes that what tends to happen is you start spending more money on things. You buy more things, you're going out more, you're doing your hair more, you're fixing your nails more, all those kinds of things. And again, it's often painted as a bad thing, and I don't think it always is. So it's a bad thing if, for example, you have a 10% increase in your income, and again, keeping all the different examples I give, and then instead of increasing your savings by whatever percentage, you are still saving the exact amount you were saving before you had this increase in income, and then you're spending all your extra disposable income on other stuff that may not be very valuable. I remember when I was in Unilag and I was earning maybe like 20k a month. I was collecting pocket money from my dad as well. So let's say my total income every month was like 25, it's like 35 or 40k or thereabouts. I don't remember anymore, but somewhere in that region, maybe 40k. And that's 40,000 naira. Which at that time I think was about $100 or thereabouts. I don't really remember. I never really paid attention to the exchange rate until like after I graduated from Unilag, but I think that was it then. And I mean, I wasn't like living large or whatever, but I was able to pay someone to wash my clothes every week, and I didn't have to do that. And then when I got a new job, when I got my like first official proper office job, and I was being paid 60k at that time, again in naira, please, 60,000 naira a month. I mean, there was a significant shift, so I could now start taking cabs. Before then I was taking bus everywhere, and taking keke and bus everywhere. But when I got to that point, for longer distances, I would take cabs. Distances where before I would have taken bus. I was also taking bus to go to my office because it was a short distance. It was keke napeps. It wasn't really difficult or stressful. But those journeys where I would have had to enter maybe 2 or 3 buses, transfer here and transfer there, and there were not very frequent journeys, I could afford to take cabs. And then I had also already started saving. When I was earning that 20K or whatever, I was not saving because I was barely keeping my life together. But I was able to start saving and then also start spending on myself a little. And I think that that's where people who talk about how lifestyle inflation is so bad, so bad, so bad, I think that's where they're wrong, because it's important that as your income grows, you should be able to also enjoy that income. Because yes, it's important to save and to put money away and all of those things, but it's also important to enjoy the money that you are making now. Because please go and read Ecclesiastes as to why. Go and read the book of Ecclesiastes, because nigga, did you come to this earth, second will you return? So lifestyle inflation is obviously bad, where when even though you're earning additional income, like significantly additional income, yet you're still on the like living paycheck to paycheck, like your actual life responsibilities have not increased or changed or whatever, and your income has significantly increased, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck, you're still not able to save, all of those things. That may be an area of concern where you need to like check again and see, what am I doing where do I need to reassess or whatever. But it's very important that we understand that as our incomes increase, is inevitable, like it's literally inevitable that your expenditures will also increase. And the things, because you now have more disposable income, you should be able to, and even beyond the necessities, you should be able to do something extra for yourself that will allow you to enjoy the money that you're earning. So the main thing to do in managing and maintaining lifestyle inflation is, when your income increases, don't just increase your spending, also increase your saving. Increase, either if you're using an amount calculation way of doing it, like let's say you say, oh, I'm saving this specific amount every month. When your income increases, increase that amount too. If you're doing percentage, then I don't know that maybe there's like anything else you need to do, because 10% of 100 naira or $100 is less than 10% of $1,000. So if your income increases, maybe you can maintain your save rate, and there's a point where your income increases so much that you can actually increase the percentage of money that you are saving. So imagine maybe you were earning 2K before, in let's say 2K, I don't know what's the median income or anything, but let's just say it's €2,000 or $2,000 or whatever, and you were saving maybe 10% of that. That's $200 dollars or euros. Again, I'm using net income. I don't used to use gross income to do anything. It's not my business. It's not entering my account. But so yeah, let's say you're earning 2K net, and you were earning 2K net, and you were saving 10% of that, which is 200, and your expenses were like maybe 1.5 on top of what you were saving. So that's a bit of a stretch, right? Your expenses that you need to spend money on every month is 1.5. Again, I don't know, I'm just giving an example, nobody fights me. And then let's say your income increases to like 5K per month. You can increase your save rate from 10% to maybe 15 or 20%, because your fixed expenses is still that same 1.5. And maybe you can now give yourself a little more for enjoyment money or whatever. But the point is that even as your income increases, there's going to be lifestyle creep. It's inevitable. What we need to do is manage that lifestyle creep and ensure that as our expenses are going up, we're also increasing how much we're putting in our savings and investment, because that is where the problem is, when the increase in savings is not matching with the increase in income. And that's where I wrap it up for today. Thank you for listening. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.